If you are looking for the question whether we should invest in MedPlus Health Services Limited or not, then today's video could be useful as we are going to check details of MedPlus along with retail industry and with healthcare industry. Let us begin. So let us check the details. What is MedPlus Health Services Limited? Friend, they are the second largest pharmacy retailer in India in the terms of revenue from operation and number of stores. So if they are number two, who is number one? Apollo Pharmacy, right? They are number one. This company is number two. They offer a wide range of products, including the priority is pharmaceutical and wellness product such as medicine, vitamin, medical device, and test kits. And second, FMCG products such as home and personal care product, including toiletries, baby care products, soaps, detergents, and sanitizers. So if you visit Apollo Pharmacy, you will find these things there also. Why? Because both the things are related, and if you are going to buy medicine, you are buying these things also, right? So these are the first pharmacy retailer in India to offer an omni channel platform also. They are doing good business. They have, instead we should say they have started doing good in e-commerce platform also. So what about the total industry? Friends, the pharmacy retail industry is expected. What I'm saying, pharmacy retail is expected to grow at the CAGR of 11% in next 4 years, with FMCG products playing an increasingly important role in the product mix, with sales contribution of up to 30% for modern organized pharmacy store. So that is the reason whether you visit Apollo or you visit other medical store, you are seeing FMCG products also on their counter because it gives them 30% turnover. The modern pharmacy retail segment is estimated to grow at 27% CAGR and faster than other segment within pharmacy retail. B&M stores adopting the hyper local model and omni-channel retail platform is also emerging as important players in the pharmacy retail market, right? So if industry is good, let us check the promoters. These are the promoter, Mr. Gangdi Madhukar Reddy, promoter of this company, and some investor promoter like Lone Furrow Investment Private Limited and Agile Med Investment Private Limited. So what is the purpose for this offer? Let us check the offer also. From this IPO, company is going to raise around 1400 crore rupees. Out of this 1400 crore, there are two types of offer. Number one is fresh issue. So fresh issue of around 600 crore would be going to the company. Out of this 600 crore, around 467 crore investment would be used into material subsidiary, Optival, for funding working capital requirements of Optival. Another funding is for offer for sale, right? Around 800 crore would be offer for sale. So this amount would be going to their past investors, like 600 crore would be to PI Opportunity Fund, around 100 crore by SS Pharma, 32 crore by Shore Pharma, and the list goes on. So main portion of 800 crore goes for offer for sale to past promoter, and 600 crore will be going to your company, right? So friends, these are some of the selling shareholders. For example, you can see Lone Furrow Investment hold around 15% stake. They are also selling shareholder. Agile Investment around 14%. Gangdi Madhukar Reddy around 14%. Right? You can see other shareholders also which are going to participate in this offer, right? This PI industry is having a PI Opportunity Fund is having around 22% stake in this company, while other all the list of investors are having small stakes. So friends, let us check some of the important financial data. Like you can see, equity share capital is around 6.4 crore, right? So not a big equity. Yes, their net worth is around 800 crore. Their revenue is around 3000 crore. You can see their revenue from operation. It was around 2200 crore in 2019, 2900 crore 20, and around 3100 crore last year. So yes, their sales is growing by 16%. That's a positive thing. Profitability, you can see during last all 3 years they made good profits. So profitability is also good. Their this year profit is 63 crore, right? EPS of around 6 rupees and book value of 74 rupees, that is NAV. We can see 74 rupees book value. Borrowing of around 57 crore. So we can say on the net worth of 800 crore, borrowing of 57 crore gives you just 10% of debt in the comparison of total equity, which is not so bad, right? So overall data seems to be good. Yeah, overall data seems to be good. Equity, other total equity also around 800 crore is good. Equity addition via IPO, you can see around 600 crore would be there. Total assets, they have around 1800 crore. So if you compare it with their liabilities, there is no long-term liabilities. Short-term liabilities are 57 crore. So we can say they are almost debt-free company. Lease liability are around 80 crore. As we know, the majority of the retail outlets would be on lease. So total liabilities of around 1000 crore versus total assets of around 1800 crore shows good. Debt to equity ratio is just 10%, which is again a good aspect, and debt to asset is just 5%. So overall we can say it is a financial stable company, right? So if you look for some more data on sales, cost, profit, EPS and ratio, you can see that sales are consistently growing. Yes, 16% CAGR growth of last 2 years. Even this year sales is good. We can see 29% growth seems visible. So this year we can expect company to reach around 3800 crore turnover. Their major cost is traded goods, which is around 2500 crore. Their finance cost means their lease liability cost is around 55 crore, which is not so much big. So total cost is around 3000 crore from their 3800 crore revenue. It gives them consistent profit. You can see all last 3 years they made a profit, and this year we can expect the profit growth of around 200%. We may see this company reach profit of 125 crore this year, and in coming 8 years, that is till 2030, we may see MedPlus reach 12,000 crore turnover and 360 crore profit. Their current EPS of 6 could be 11 this year itself. So if you see some important ratio like profit margin, yes, they are having 2% profit margin. Their debt paying capacity is low, around 5, which is not so much good. Their PE, if you consider even this double growth this year, that is forward PE is 72. Yes, we should accept that offer is at little bit higher price. Even after considering double profit this year, your P is 72, which is high, right? So yes, wherever growth is visible and high consistent profitability is there, you are paying high price, right? So on what basis is this offer? Why are you paying so much? Because there are two ways to see this thing. One is qualitative factor, another is quantitative factor. If you look for qualitative factor, they are India's second largest pharmacy. This is a good point, right? Established brand and value proposition to customers. Successful track record of expansion using a distinct cluster based and replicable store unit expansion approach, high density store network enhancing omni channel proposition. So if these are qualitative basis, what are quantitative basis? If you look for quantitative basis, you can see return on net worth is 9%, which is not so much extraordinary. Even their book value is 65. It says that you are paying 12 times more than book value, which is again expensive. So we need to be prepared. Company is good, profitability is good, but we are paying high price. So in the future, whenever price comes down, it can give us good opportunity to buy, right? Now let us check what is all about this industry, whether this industry is going to grow or not. So first of all, what we should see, this is India macroeconomic overview. So this data clearly indicate that India is sixth largest economy, and India as in the terms of GDP, and India contributes around 3.1% of the total global GDP. Now 3.1% is not too much, as in the terms of population we contribute 17%. So our contribution in the terms of GDP should be around 17, but if we compare it with world, we are right now contributing lesser amount. But yeah, we are sixth largest economy in the terms of GDP. But when you compare the same data in the terms of PPP, that is purchasing power parity, India comes at third largest PPP wise economy. Our contribution to purchasing power is around 7%, which is at least better than GDP, right? So friends, consumption driven economy. India's economy is primarily consumption driven, and India's share of domestic consumption as private final consumption expenditure, PFCE, to its GDP was 60% last year, as compared to China, just 39%. So yes, India's high share of private consumption to its GDP has the advantage of insulating India's economy from any volatility in the global economy. We can see in 1991, we were consuming around 51. In 2025, you can see your consumption has grown from 51 to 20 to 67, right? We can say India, sorry, in the 2021 we are consuming 1.5 trillion, right? So from half trillion to around 1.5 trillion you have reached, and in 2025 we estimate that India would be consuming around 2.3 trillion, which is the growth of 13% CAGR. So yes, consumption is booming in India. You can see that consumption can be classified into different parts like food and grocery, which is having the largest basket among whole consumption. And which are the players in this food and grocery? You know, Big Bazaar, DMart, Reliance Retail type of companies are already there. The retail market in India was valued at USD 796 billion in the year 2020 and is expected to grow at the CAGR of 6% and be valued at USD 1077 billion by year 2025. So India's retail basket accounted for around 49% of its private consumption last year, with the pharmacy and wellness category accounting for 3% of India's retail market. But you can see that the expected growth is highest in pharmacy and wellness. You can check here that it has already grown by around 26% during last 5 years, and in coming 5 years we are expecting the growth of 25% in pharmacy and wellness sector. So yes, pharmacy and wellness sector might be a smaller part of whole retail, but good growth is expected here. So here you can see that states like Maharashtra is having the largest portion of the market for pharmacy and wellness, right? So Maharashtra goes number one in this market, and other market like Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka are also with larger pie, right? Growth expected in double digit is in Telangana, Karnataka, and MP. So you will be seeing that these all companies would be focusing to this all states, right? So along this, if we check the per capita healthcare expenditure in India, per capita healthcare expenditure is predominantly higher in developed countries than in developing or underdeveloped country. While per capita healthcare expenditure in United States, as you can see in the chart, during 2018 was $10,600, while it was just $73 rupees, $73 in India for the corresponding period. So there's a huge difference of healthcare expenditure between two countries. Similarly, per capita pharmaceutical expenditure in year 2018 was 16 in India as compared to 1554 in the United States and the global average of 156. So we can say that India is highly underpenetrated in per capita healthcare expenditure. So let us look the healthcare sector overall in India. The healthcare sector in India primarily includes hospitals, right? So there are government hospitals and private hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, and pharmacy retail. Diagnostic services like Dr. Lal Path Lab, Thyrocare type of companies, medical equipment and supplies, medical insurance like your the Star Health type of insurance companies, telemedicine companies, and medical tourism. While the per capita health expenditure in India is one of the lowest in the world, with total health expenditure comprising to just 3.5% of India's GDP. If we compare it with global average, it is around 7%. So we are 50% lesser than even world's average. There is a high potential for growth given an increasing awareness, affordability, and acceptability of health services, leading to an increased spending on healthcare. So let us check what is domestic pharmaceutical market. So India's domestic pharmaceutical market was valued at rupees 1500 billion in financial year 2020, having grown at a CAGR of around 10% during last 5 years and is expected to grow at similar rate in future. The key market characteristic of the domestic pharmaceutical market include a low per capita health expenditure, high share of private out-of-pocket expenses, which includes purchases from pharmacies, and lower penetration across rural areas has led to a high opportunity of growth given the limited penetration of health services in rural and urban areas. So from this domestic pharmaceutical market, if we look on domestic pharmaceutical market by type of drug, you can see in the chart the domestic pharmaceutical market in India can be segmented based on the type of drug sold, which includes prescription drugs and OTC over the counter drugs. Prescription drugs further comprise of generic drug including branded generics and ordinary generics and branded patented drug. So branded generics attach proprietary names to generic drug molecules, whereas ordinary generic drugs are known by their chemical names. So if you are looking for this pharmaceutical world, who are major player in the Indian domestic pharmaceutical market? The domestic pharmaceutical market is highly fragmented with the top 10 companies, primarily branded generic companies, contributing less than 50% of the market, and the top 150 companies accounting for close to 96% of the market. So if you want to tap 50% market, just go with top 10 companies. The market is primarily dominated by Indian companies, which account for close to 80% of the market share. So Indian companies are doing well, right? So yes, what about pharmacy retail in India? Friends, pharmacy retail comprises primarily of pharmaceutical product which include OTC and prescription drugs. However, in addition to selling pharmaceutical product and related services, pharmacy retail store also sell various FMCG product as we discussed previously, wellness product, consumables and medical devices. So as of the year 2020, the pharmacy retail industry was estimated to be worth approximately 1725 billion, and it is expected to grow by 10% in the next 5 years. The healthy growth witnessed by the Indian pharmacy retail sector over the past 5 years has primarily been due to an increasing consumer base and rising healthcare expenditure by the rising demand for OTC and prescription drugs, wellness product and private label product, and the outbreak of the COVID-19 has also given boost to this industry. So if you look for pharmacy retailer in India, there are two type of channels. First, traditional channels, and second, modern retail channels. Traditional Indian pharmacy retail segment predominantly consists of retail store operating as family run medical store with a store size in the range of 115 to 1000 square feet. As of year 2021, there were around 8 lakh such pharmacy store operating across the country. Now, second, that is modern retail channels. If you go through the organized retail sector, primarily comprise of B and M stores operated by established players such as Apollo Pharmacy, MedPlus, and Wellness Forever, and other similar players like Imami, Frank Rose Pharmacy, Tulasi Pharmacy, and Sagar Drugs and Pharmaceutical. This player continue to drive growth in the organized segment by establishing a fast emerging pan-India presence primarily through B&M stores, and select player also operate an omni-channel platform. These players typically open multiple outlets in a city and a regional warehouse nearby to cater to all these outlets. So friends, this is the market share of different channels in pharmacy. You can see that total market, which was around 1.10 lakh crore in 2015, is already today 1.8 lakh crore. Here, modern retail, which was a very small pie just 5 years back, has grown by 25% during last 5 years. So overall, traditional have grown by just 8% and is expected to grow even in the future by 8%. But modern retail, which have grown by 25%, is expected to grow by 25%. The stores with even e-commerce are growing by 44% CAGR. So we may see in coming time that B&M plus omni-channel type of modern retail store can have a very good growth, right? So overall, if you look for market segmentation for organized and unorganized player, in metro and mini metros, they are already 22% penetrated, While in tier 1, tier 2 and beyond, they are just penetrated still 6 to 7%. Right? In 2021, the penetration of the organized pharmacy retail market at a pan-India level was estimated to be just 11%. Right? So in coming time, what we may see, the presence of organized pharmacy retail is concentrated in the metro and mini metros, with the top 8 cities contributing to close than 32% to the total pharmacy retail market. So which are these top 8 cities? Largest cities, all right? Contributing, top 8 cities contributing close to 32% to the total pharmacy retail market and 62% to the total organized pharmacy market in India. The penetration is very low in the rest of the country, contributing to 68% of the overall pharmacy retail, right? Penetration of modern pharmacy retail is at 60 to 70% in US, 35 to 40% in European Union and 30 to 40% in China, which further indicates the potential for increase in organized pharmacy market growth. So as time will go, we may see the market organized player may penetrate more. All right. These are the market city-wise, as we say, top 8 cities. So these are the top 8 cities. Your Greater Mumbai with the population of almost 3 crore is having the largest market, and there 25% penetration of organized retail you can see. So in the top 8 cities, you can see where 13 crore of India stay, 22% market is already taken by this organized retail. So even opening of the store is not too high. For example, if you compare your medical pharmacy retailing with food and grocery retail, jewelry, apparel or food services, you can see the typical store area required for pharmacy retailing is just 500 square feet versus all others where we require little bit higher, right? So evolving trend in the pharmacy retail industry in India shows good growth. So even if you compare the organized pharmacy retail chain with independent pharmacy, you can see that pharmacy led retail chain have around 200 to 700 square feet, while independent pharmacy is 150 to 500 plus. Average sales per day expected from pharmacy led retail chain is 30,000 to 50,000 versus independent pharmacy of around 5 to 6,000. Overall margin for independent pharmacy is 12 to 14% versus pharmacy led retail chain of 17 to 20% due to their bulk buying for all over India. So if you think that organized pharma is going to grow, let us check the peer group. Apollo Pharmacy is the largest player among all these companies. So definitely number one, खिलाड़ी number one कौन है? It's Apollo Pharmacy with around, you can see 4,000 crore turnover, and the second number, that is MedPlus, is with 2,000 crore turnover. So there's huge difference between both of the companies. And yes, we may see in coming 5 years also Apollo Pharmacy may remain strong, right? So that's a very good turnover from them. But Apollo Pharmacy is not individually listed. In coming time, we may see this trend also. If Apollo Hospitals and Apollo Pharmacy gets demerged, then definitely Apollo Pharmacy is a very good choice for long-term wealth. You can see Wellness Forever is a very small player with just 200 crore turnover. If you check it by store count, Apollo Pharmacy is having 4,100 pharmacy store versus MedPlus 2,000. So which company will get thumbs up? Apollo Pharmacy. Definitely MedPlus coming to number 2 is also not bad. They are also growing good, and we can say that MedPlus is doing good versus the large giant Apollo Pharmacy, right? So sales wise, number one Apollo. Now if you consider them profit margin wise, there also Apollo Pharmacy is having consistent history of better profit margin. Even they are better than MedPlus, right? MedPlus is also good, but which is number one? Definitely Apollo Pharmacy is number one, right, friends? We can't compare all other companies with even MedPlus because MedPlus is better than remaining all of the world, right? Right. So number one is Apollo and number two is your MedPlus. So what is this MedPlus company? Yeah, that's the second largest pharmacy retailer as we discussed previously. Their revenue from operation during 2000 as, as per their revenue last year and even as per number of stores, right? In both the way they are number two. They are having wide range of products including pharmaceutical, wellness product and so and so. We have already discussed about their FMCG product turnover also. This company was founded in 2006 by Gangadi Madhukar Reddy, grown from operating initial 48 stores in Hyderabad to operating India's second largest pharmacy retail network of over 2,000 stores distributed across Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and Odisha, West Bengal, and Maharashtra. Definitely doing good, right? So yes, see, consistently they are growing their store. You can see in 2010 they were having 600 store, and while consistently growing, they have grown till 2300 store. The more the store will be penetrated to our other cities, we are going to increase this number, which will help them grow their sales, right? So definitely it is a growing company and investment can be done here. This is the timeline of this company. 2006, we already discussed that company was incorporated as MedPlus Health Service Private Limited at Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh on November 2006. In 2007, investors started coming in 2007. You can see Pharmaceutica Venture Limited invested around 80 crore. Along with them, People Capital Fund invested around 22 crore and NEA Venture Capital invested around 50 lakh. Over the period of time, we saw investment getting better. In 2019, PI Opportunity Fund invested, acquiring 23% stake of this company. 2021, you can see Lavender Rose invested around 6.56 billion, acquiring a 25% stake of this company, and PI Opportunity Fund invest around 22 crore more. So this is the timeline of the expansion mode of this company. What can we expect in future? Friends, sales from today's 3800 crore, we may see this company reach 12,000 crore turnover. Profits which are today around 100 crore may reach 360 crore. Today's last year EPS was 6, this year 11, we may see 33 EPS till 2030. Hence, can expect current price of 800 to 1500 considering the PE of 45 along with consistent profit. So if we invest in this company, definitely we are going to get consistent dividends. We can expect consistent profits. And yes, price appreciation is going to come, but currently it is offered at high price. So should look for some good opportunities in coming time. Right? So how much star we will give to this company? See, for star for sales, 50-50. See, number one star will go to Apollo Pharmacy, right? If we look MediPlus, yes, you can give them half star. Yes, you can give them full star for growth. 0 star for liquidity, right? It is a low ICR company and a low margin, right? Star for solvency, definitely you can give 1 star for solvency and 1 star for consistency of making profit. So overall you can give 3.5 star. If Apollo Pharmacy come, it will get around 4 to 5 star there. So that should be your top priority. This is your second priority, right? So if you are looking to invest in this company, yeah, we can invest for long-term wealth. What should be your cap? 1 to 2% of the portfolio we can invest in this company. Do not forget, Apollo Pharmacy should be given better priority. right? So Apollo Pharmacy deserves 5-star rating, but it is not individually listed. MedPlus deserves 3.5-star rating next to Apollo Pharma, right? So what's the conclusion? Can invest for long-term wealth along with consistent dividend earning, right, friends? So this was all from our side. This research was done by Profit from It, India's leading stock market training institute. We have already given our toll-free number. If you want to learn the same research, you can do definitely. You can also rise as an individual investor. You can call to our toll-free number and join our different batches. Here is our website. You can log in and learn several other companies and industries and download our app from Google Play or from Apple Store, right? So if you like this video, you can subscribe so that you can get the same type of updates of other companies. Thank you very much and best of luck to everybody. Jai Hind दोस्तों, धन्यवाद.